Christine Langley-Obaugh, founder of Strest, Executive Director of Huckleberry Alliance Incorporated.
Can you tell me about your own mental health journey?
Sure. I started probably 5 or so years ago on my own path of self-discovery spiritually. I was raised Catholic, and I was going to Mass and really not receiving a message, or it didn't really fit with me. And so I wanted to explore spirituality. Of course, it's mentioned in the Bible over 120 times, and see if I could kind of merge the two, if you will. So I started just exploring different healing modalities related to my business, Strest, and I found that there were so many connections. The physical body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, everything is actually connected. And I found that, if people were having a physical issue, if you will, it could have an emotional connection attached to it. And so I had faced a lot of betrayals from probably 2019 through 2023. And so during that time period, I felt divinely guided. I felt led out to a cottage in the woods, which is a true story. I was there for about 17 months, and I was pretty much in Buddhist mode. And I was able to acknowledge, identify, purge, right? Feelings, what had happened. So I had faced some workplace toxicity, group narcissism or mobbing, and I also had family betrayal. So my dad passed in 2020, and my stepmom blocked me from attending his funeral at Arlington National Cemetery, and subsequently my inheritance was taken. So I felt everybody was kind of turning their backs on me, if you will. And I had to take a look at my own self, right, to see what my responsibility was in all of this. My son was leaving for college, and my mom passed away in 2022. Again, inheritance taken on that side too. So my story is quite interesting. I can relate to many people because of everything that I've gone through. I have some of that on my website to share. But interestingly, and applying a biblical component here, I lost my father. I was losing my son, and my spirit had been trampled. So I really didn't have anything left but God. And so God and I kind of hung out for 17 months. I started building myself back up because I was really low vibrational, and had a very low frequency, some victim mentality, scarcity mindset myself. And so I began repeating affirmations to try to change my mindset. Things like, I am valuable, I am deserving, I am worthy, I am lovable, I'm abundant, those things. And so I began reprogramming my thinking. I also decided to invest in myself. I held a master's in education, community agency counseling from George Mason University. I love learning, so I absorbed knowledge, and I decided to invest in myself and attend a women's business school. So my journey was, which I'm grateful for, because many people don't get an opportunity to take 17 months off, right? But I had sold my home. I had wasn't really sure how I was going to do life. Strest was a part-time passion, and we just celebrated 10 years in September of 2023, and I decided while I was enrolled in the Women's Business School to expand my services and rebrand and start anew. And so I think my own journey in healing self, healing physically, spiritually, and emotionally helps me be better as a practitioner. There's many things that I've experienced that people might not be aware of, and I think that when you sit down with somebody and develop a rapport, it's calming, and there's a sense of peace about it when you can say to a client, I get it, I understand that, right? I've been through it too. So Strest started 10 years ago. My dad went, he was a Marine, graduated from the Naval Academy, and went to Vietnam and came back with some PTSD. So Strest, the original concept, was to assist law enforcement officers, fire rescue personnel, and military because of my dad's struggle. And it just kind of expanded and grew. And I think with everything that I had been through, and the exploration that occurred during almost a 2-year period, I was able to offer additional services here. What I'm extremely proud about is that I don't diagnose and I don't label. So as a holistic practitioner, I've removed the stigma. There's no stigma, there's no judgment, there's no guilt. I act more as an educator opposed to a counselor therapist, even though I hold that master's, because everybody has different experiences and a different worldview, and different trauma exposures, adverse childhood experiences, and so no one person is the same, and we all heal differently, and we don't have to heal in a traditional sense if it's not working for us. If we're only healing the emotional part and not the physical and the spiritual part, then my belief is we're not healing the whole. So I believe we need to heal the whole, and I do things a little bit differently here to address the root cause of an issue. I look at repeating patterns, and my questioning during an intake process can get a client to realize and acknowledge certain things so we can move forward. But I do offer energy therapy here. I'm a Reiki master. I also provide rapid memory healing, which is a neurotransmitter diffusion technique, and it reduces the charge or the heaviness of a trauma within 10 minutes without the client having to tell me the details, which has been phenomenal. And I've had testimonies provided from clients in which the charge has been reduced, and 6 months later they're still at that reduced level, which is fabulous to share. I do offer mind strategy. I think it's an important piece. Mind strategy for athletes as well, and mind strategy for weight loss. I am trained in applied metapsychology. So I offer life stress reduction, traumatic incident reduction, and I also do life purpose sessions, career assessments, where I will use Dr. John Holland's self-directed search assessment tool. And I provide clarity and guidance. I've been blessed with to act as a conduit, if you will, for messages from above, from the heavens, and I assist people in providing clarity and guidance because people have suffered a lot, and our people need to heal from things like narcissistic abuse, or post-traumatic stress disorder, or even, depression and anxiety. And it's all normal in my mind. Situational depression, anxiety, grief, those are normal things that every human experiences. And as a human, we're all flawed. So we all have stuff and we all have things wrong with us, and it's okay. We just have to integrate it in and accept it. And a lot of the work that I do with clients is teaching them how to value themselves and accept the good and the bad, with their life, so that they don't stay stuck, in a low vibrational victim mentality state, so they can move forward. And that was a lot. I'm sorry to throw all that at you.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
Since you started 10 years ago, have you seen just the stigma of talking about mental health lessening?
Well, I will tell you that I feel my clients find me, and they're so grateful that there is not a label or not a diagnosis, right? Because who wants to be told that there's something wrong with you, right? And why should we give people that authority to judge us or act like God, right? Like, I don't think we should do that. And what's really interesting is, and my belief, it doesn't have to be true, but when somebody assesses a client, they might just assess that client based on 1 hour's time. And a client with me can present very differently one day to the next, depending on what's going on. There's a lot of variables. And I think we need to look at patterns. I have several mottos. One is we repeat what we don't repair, and another one is what we fear we cover. And I believe my clients over the last 10 years have been grateful for that, for no label to be attached. We have enough going on anyway. Why do we want to be told, right? Why do we want to? Well, I don't think we need to, call it something. I don't think we need to do that. I think we just need to heal from it, if that makes sense. When I started looking at the Diagnostic Statistical Manual back in the day, I guess when it first came on the scene, I believe one of the founding fathers of that manual may not have had psychological or a psychiatric background, and I found that fascinating. So, we can name all kinds of different things, but why? And it kind of puts people in a place of, I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to go, even for a medical diagnosis, right? I don't want to go to be told that I have this or that or the other, or I have to take medicine, or, so I offer different healing modalities, different approaches, because we are all different. And what works for one person may not work for the next. And frankly, I don't want clients here with me for 5 years or 10. I'd like to help them and move them, right? And I want them to decide. I give my clients, I empower them from the beginning, and I give them control of determining, session frequency, as well as session delivery options. I have several in person as well as over app or phone, because I think we need choice and we need options. So that's the way I do it. So
what are some of the other nonprofits and businesses you work on?
So I also own a nonprofit. It's called Huckleberry Alliance Incorporated. The nonprofit was created to honor my dad, Howard Langley. His nickname was Sonny, and again, graduate from the Naval Academy, Marine, and he was fatherless. His dad wasn't around for him, and my dad didn't have that support or guidance. His dad was not physically present nor emotionally available. And it kind of repeated with my dad and myself, unfortunately, because of divorce and distance in homes. So I wanted to create something that would celebrate or recognize fatherless high school seniors that have persevered through adversity. And there's many. We're all worthy of having a father, and many of us have not. And I'd like to change that. So Huckleberry Alliance has a small board. We offer educational scholarships to high school seniors in 2 different counties right now, with hopes to expand throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. And we offer educational scholarships. My dad was very much into education, and you have to have a high GPA. So that we have high standards, but we have been offering scholarships to high school seniors. I think this will be our third year, and we hope to develop a program piece as well, and just again offer to be a support, for kids and their families. Anybody who receives a scholarship, who is awarded a scholarship, I also offer free Strest services for them, so that any healing that they'd like to take advantage of can occur. I've also, on my divinely guided mission here, I've also been gifted with several other creative business ideas. My own Oleo Enterprises, which we will be working on the research and development of a healing and balancing tool using the second law of thermodynamics, the projection effect and the absorption effect. I also have a couple other businesses in the works, one called Weights and Measures, which is all about an interactive healing, fun place to go with different, I don't want to give everything away, but sensory options, right? And I also have created OAU1, Overcoming Adversity, Uniting as One, that I plan on gifting my son, Drew Franchuk, when he graduates with his MBA. And this company is all about recreating combines for football, baseball, and basketball contenders. And because we all deserve second chances, and we all deserve to be seen. And so all of the companies, in a sense, go together. Another company I have is White Fire Company 11. I act as a motivational speaker to educate fire rescue personnel on workplace toxicity, group narcissism, the power of persuasion, and the importance of balance within an organization.
What do you do to help your own mental health?
Good question. Well, today is an abnormal day in January 2024. With 77 degrees outside, I was able to go to the park and walk. I think, connecting, we're all meant to connect with others and with nature, with outside, with we're meant for joy, right? So anything that we're passionate about. But I do a lot of self-care, but it's not just about self-care, it's about how I invest in myself, right? And whether that is a regular chiropractic visit to maintain my physical health, or whether it is dinner with a friend, I get encouraged and motivated, inspired just by co-creating with other like-minded people. So I love doing things like that. Anytime I can, help other people and create events or offer, healing for a certain segment of the population, I'm the first one to jump. But we do have to take care of ourselves, and that is not so much scrolling on our phones, right? Which we all can get addicted to. We can all get distracted. I think it's focusing on, mission and purpose, turning pain into power. What can I do to help the greater good? What can I do to expand my businesses or grow them, or, even connecting with other people, bringing other people in. Speaking engagements. I mean, I think there's so many things that can go into self-care. I get energized by educating other people, and I have several PowerPoint presentations that I offer through Strest. A lot of people have a difficult time being authentic, if you will, and we can retain some inflammation in our physical body, not really realizing the two are connected. And so it's interesting. I really try to focus on authenticity and independence and the value of a person. I get fun opportunities too, so I work with the Percival Cannons baseball team and provide mind strategy for athletes, or offer assistance to baseball players that might be having an injury or having a fear of a re-injury, for example. I think we have to kind of, acknowledge and talk about, any kind of anticipatory fear or anticipatory issue that may come back up. Baseball players, baseball is a mental game, and we can get into our heads quite a lot. And so, helping the guys get out of their head by reframing things, or releasing negative thoughts, or discussing limiting beliefs. They could still be holding on to something a coach told them when they were 10. So we have to get that out of the mindset, because the story will continue to play over and over if we don't release it. So I think those kinds of things are important to look at. I think just helping people in general is my is my way of self-care a lot of times.